Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Transcendent. Transcendent is a weekly Facebook Live broadcast of San Antonio in black, white, and brown, also known as SABWB. SABWB is a leadership space where influencers from every position and place and perspective come together for two main purposes. You know, John Maxwell says that leadership is always a problem and therefore leadership is always the solution. Uh, I believe that. I believe that leaders have a responsibility to be problem solvers. And sometimes the leaders themselves that cause the problems, obviously, but other leaders have to step up into the gap, the vacuum created by problems, by problem creation, and it creates that downward draft and pulls everything down. Leaders have to step in and believe and work and communicate. So this is what we do at SABWB. We locate leaders from all the spheres of influence. They're already doing the stuff, as a friend of mine said. They're already doing the stuff. They're in their own sphere. They're making waves. Our job is to make sure that we can build trust between those influences in each of those spheres of influence, politics and the church and the sports and entertainment and the military and medicine and education and wherever the pillars of influence are, and we've identified them here in our city, to identify leaders from among them, pull them together for a corporate, this is the second purpose, is to agree upon or collaborate on both the value and the implementation of principles that shape the culture. Somebody's going to shape the culture, folks, and it should be the body of Christ that's willing to do that. And SABWB is here to facilitate those who have the same precious faith, like precious faith, Peter says, and to think that way, or those who don't think that way, but want to be convinced, if you will, that they can think that way. Then you and I want to be those that will help them do that. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about, make a request of you, come walk with me. That's going to be our subject tonight. Come walk with me. Most of you are probably watching as I am. I'm watching it here on my iPad. President Trump making an announcement at Mar-a-Lago. He has not said yet, but everything leading up to it, he's going to announce his bid for the presidency again here in 2024, which means we're right after the midterm elections. Things already start moving in that presidential election kind of arena. And I want to not give you some analysis on that tonight, but I'm obviously watching, which many of you probably also are. I'm on Transcendent Live, and I'm watching it as well, just trying to make sure that I'm keeping abreast of what is happening in that arena. But tonight I want to talk to you about come walk with me. Before I do that, I want to give you some gifts and allow you to become an SABWB partner. If you're a leader at any level, that could be from you leading at home in your own sphere. It could be you leading in your community, maybe a neighborhood association or one of the social clubs, Lions Club, wherever you're in your local church. You may be leading a business, wherever you are exerting influence, there you are leading. You may be a young person who's exerting influence on your school campus. You are also a leader. And our job at SABWB is to strike the chord where leaders from all of those spheres of influence can come together and say definitively, this is what we want. And we don't have to wait on City Hall to do that. You don't have to wait on state government to do that. You don't have to wait on federal government to do that. Leadership is everybody's responsibility. Everybody is responsible when it comes to taking the leadership role. So tonight, you leaders are coming together to support a leadership organization like SABWB, and I want to give some gifts to those of you who do. First thing I want to give you is a koozie. It's got SABWB's emblem on it, and you can put your cold drinks in there and wrap it around your hand. Obviously, it has a bottom on it so you don't get your table and whatnot wet, and you can sip away at your cold drink using that koozie. You also need a hot drink receptacle, which is this cup, the SABWB cup. On it is written, it has a symbol on it, which is black, white, and brown, red and yellow there in the circle up top. San Antonio in black, white, and brown, SABWB, shaping the culture through prayer and action. Somebody's going to shape the culture, remember. It's our job to do so. But you're going to need this cup because SABWB is in league with Be Easy Coffee. Be Easy Coffee is grown in both in Rwanda and in Malawi. It is premium coffee. It is organic coffee, and it is the birthplace. The birthplace of coffee is Africa. My daughter's company, my youngest daughter, Marcia, has a company called Be Easy Coffee, and we were traveled to Malawi to speak to a representative of 791 farmers around the mountains of northern Malawi. We went there, we saw them, we sat with them, cried with them, even lamented with them over this issue of people coming into their country, buying their coffee beans for close to nothing, just enough to keep the farmer's nose above water, and they take their product off to the rest of the world, sell it for goo gobs of money, and live off the labor of these farmers in Africa. But Be Easy Coffee is beyond that. We have a desire to lift the nation of Rwanda. I'll be in Rwanda at the end of this month. I'll be able to view firsthand the fields from which our first harvest is coming, from the fields in Rwanda, Africa. That harvest is on its way here. And when it gets here, then we're going to have some conversations about getting our product and HEB and getting it right here where you can access it right here on our Facebook Live and sip it in this cup. So I want to give you that koozie. I want to give you this cup. And while you're sipping on that coffee, I want you to do what leaders do. Leaders are readers. Read these two books written by the late, great Alan Vincent. One of them chronologues how God used him and his wife Eileen in India, how they met God there, how they began to move in the things of the Spirit, the wisdom that God gave them to do it with. It's going to just be a line by line, principle by principle kind of step. I read portions of this to you. I highly recommend, if you're interested in learning how to move in the things of God, and you see patterns, you see specific principles at work in this book, Heaven on Earth. And then you'll move over into this elevated book on the kingdom at war, and you'll be able to see and be able, through the knowledge of this book, to decipher some of the things that you see happening in the news cycles, even like right now, where this announcement is being made. Some things are being arranged in the Spirit for confrontation, for battle, for deception, for lies, all kinds of things is now going to be at work because of this stuff like this is coming forth, and things that come forth to oppose this will be part of your news cycles, and you need to know how to be able to decipher it. And I want to help you do that. I want to help you do it by providing you with these tools, give you something to drink. So when you drink this Be Easy coffee and read these books, especially when you're drinking this coffee, you're not only just enjoying organic premium coffee, you're also fueling farmers around the world. You're blessing them and getting them off the treadmill of poverty and causing the nation of Rwanda and Malawi to be lifted out of the doldrums, while you sit here in America enjoying a premium cup of coffee. Your purchase of the coffee is actually going across the seas to help somebody do something, and to lift their nation up and be a powerful fortress for the going forth of the kingdom of God. So I'm excited about you doing that. And I've got another reason for you to partner with us tonight. The producer's going to bring up a graphic here in a minute that deals with our 15K. We just received just weeks ago. I lost my picture. I hope I'm not off. Uh, um, a 15K matching challenge gift. 15,000. 15K is 15,000. A $15,000 matching challenge gift that we just received. So that means that anything that you give uh, going forward is doubled until the $15,000 mark. Anything you give is matched up to $15,000. Somebody looking at it says, you know what? I believe in SABWB and I believe in the call on Bishop Flowers' life. I believe that God has given him an assignment and I want to fund it. I want to match what the person has done. One fell swoop. You match that entire thing and we are not at 15, we're at 30. Now, what do we need resources for? We need resources in order to contact and call and collaborate with leaders. We need resources to bring ministry gifts into our city. I'm going to say something about Mario Murillo tonight uh, uh, in respect to that. But we also need it for what our theme is tonight, which is come walk with me. Come walk with me. I need you to get your calendars out. Wherever you are, I need you to get your calendars out because we're going to talk about it right after we come from this invitation from our executive director, Natalie Hardy, to invite you to come be with us every Friday right here at this table for the I Pray experience. Natalie is going to invite you personally, and you can meet right here at this table at 10 o'clock on Fridays and pray from 10 to 11. If you're on the job, go to your Facebook, SABWBTX, and pray with us on your job. If you're working and can't do that, come when you get off work, go to SABWBTX and call and look that page up because they're archived on that page and you'll be able to pray with us before you go to bed tonight or before at night or when you eat your supper. You'll be able to join with us in prayer. We understand that if anything's going to be sustained by way of it being powerful and impactful, in the world, it's going to be because it has been bathed in prayer. It's because it's been bathed in prayer. You have an opportunity to jump in with us and help us to pray that way every Friday from 10 to 11 o'clock. So here's Natalie inviting you personally, and I'll be right back right after this announcement.
Hello, my name is Natalie Hardy from SABWB, San Antonio in Black, White, and Brown. Every Friday morning at 10 a.m., we are at this table seeking the face of God on behalf of our city. And if you didn't know that, I wanted you to know so that you can tune in with us and pray with us, whether we do it on that same time or after the fact and look at a broadcast and pray with us after the fact.